In Springfield, Massachusetts, we're standing on the front walkway of St. Michael's Cathedral, looking across State Street at what is called by most people Classical High School. Now, it was built 1898, and it looks close to American Renaissance look. Now, if you look carefully, it's towards its left 2/3, it's totally symmetric. So it goes inwards with 5 windows, 5 bay windows span on each side. It comes outwards a little bit for 3 windows, and then it goes inwards again a tiny bit for, I believe it's 7 windows there. So it's totally symmetric on its left 2/3. But if you look on the right side, the right third, that's an addition from 1927. And you see it's not symmetric with the rest of the building. And the door is not the same, so forth. So that's an addition to the high school. Now, the high school itself did not start out being classical. It started out being called Central High School. And that was in 1898 when they built it. And by 1934, they changed it over to being called Classical High School, where the classics would be taught. This would be the hardest of the public schools to succeed in, because it's very academic. Now, by 1986, it was closed down, and they moved out of here, and they turned it in 1988 to today into apartments. And so it's a big apartment complex. You can see the cars around it, and that's that. It looks very gorgeous still. It's very well taken care of. It's part of the public schools of Springfield, of which there are very many, and there used to be many, and there still are many. Now, we're going to talk about 3 buildings on State Street, on the quadrangle part of State Street, where St. Michael's Cathedral and the library are. And so our next building we're going to shoot towards, in the very beginning, was called the Springfield Marine Insurance Company. They would sell marine insurance. I believe they also sold fire insurance. So they did double duty as marine and fire. And you can see that it's a nice building, nice strong building. And nowadays it's called the New England or the North American Insurance Company. And so I think that name change took place sometime in the 1960s. So the building itself is a gorgeous look to it. It's a great compliment to the whole quadrangle look. And of course, it's complemented most by the building across the street, which is the Springfield Library. Now, the Springfield Library started in Springfield City Hall. I believe it started around 1850s. And you might say, where were libraries in Springfield from 1650 to 1850? Well, they all were private libraries, private lending libraries associated with fraternal groups, so forth. And you had to pay. And so this is the first attempt at the Springfield Free Library. And now this is not the first one at this site. The first one at this site was put up in 1871. So 16 years after they became in City Hall, they already had a library going here. But it turned out to be too small. Springfield kept growing, and it grew and grew. And by 1912, it already outgrew the original building. So they took that building down, and they got Andrew Carnegie to advance them some money. And they were able to build this grand structure. Now, it's officially called the Italian Renaissance architectural style, and that's great. It reminds me a lot of some of the French architectural style. I'd probably mimic them. And if you look at the window, they're very Romanesque looking windows, very light look into the actual stonework itself. You think that it's not a strong building. It's extremely strong. It's a very large building. It has many floors to it. It has a beautiful frieze on the top of it, and a beautiful roof line. And so since 1912, this has been the main central library of Springfield, Massachusetts. A great compliment to what's behind it, because behind it is a start of 5 museums and an outdoor exhibit. And that museum is called the Springfield Museum, and it's very large, and so you have the library being part of that, which is great because museums and libraries truly complement each other a lot. So that's the one side of the big quadrangle tour that we're doing, which includes cathedrals, and includes churches, the North Church, and includes other buildings that are around here, including many, many schools. And just to quickly show you where you are, right behind us is the Cathedral of St. Michael's. Okay, so thank you very much for coming here.